All right, all right, all right. All right, welcome back. All right. The name of this channel is The African Times. And I'm Thomas. Good morning to you, brothers and sisters. Good morning, kakas and dadas all over the world. I'm back. Hey, listen, this is an extended version of The Rise and Shine. I got to tell you a little story because I was sitting back and I was thinking about some things here. And something that happened to me, and I told you guys about it before, but I'm gonna mention it again because it's a while ago. And if we have new viewers, they don't understand. So let me just say something to the new viewers, if you're out here. I'm living during the African times because I'm an African person. Now, when I say African, I want to be clear. It's the name of the continent. When I was born, that's what it was called. It's called Africa. And the history of how it became Africa, what it was called Africa, that is important, and I understand that. But right now, for you to understand where I'm talking about, I got to say Africa, because that's where it is on the map. That's what. Now, we need to know the history. Oh, we're going to learn it. Akibalan, I heard, some things like that. And the reason it's important to kind of understand is these people, the people in charge, the people who don't look like me and you, the W's, they rewrite history. They produce books and scholars and all of that. And so that you can become confused. So you have to do a lot of research to kind of figure out. And we got people doing that. You do a lot of research to figure out what the truth is. And they're going to distort the truth. They're going to tell the truth. There's a movie and a book. The movie, for those of you who won't read, there's a movie called 1984. It's based on the book called 1984. The book is actually, you can listen to it on audio tape, on YouTube. You listen to it, maybe 10, 12 hours. And these people in that book, the writer talks about the way the world's going to be. And what he's talking about is these W's, their situation, what they're trying to do. And they're doing it. It's happening right in front of us. Now, I'm only telling you that to give you an idea of what this channel is about. For those of you who are new, yeah, I'm living during the African times. That's why it's the African times. It's the African times for us because we're in this world as African people. All over the world, one people, period. You can be all the other things you want to be. I'm not saying that you're not. You are. You could be it. If that's what you want, that's fine. But if you walk down the street, everybody else knows they're an African person. The African person, black American, black, what they call whatever. You go to some place, they're going to look at you, they're going to put the rope around your neck, they're going to say black. African, they don't care. All that, this religion, that religion, I'm from this part of the world, I'm from that. Foolishness. Okay? But I respect it all. I'm just saying when it's foolish in terms of how we need to come together and unify to protect ourselves against these people. So during this channel, these are the things I'm going to be talking about. All right, so let me kind of get to what I was talking about, what I told you I'm going to talk about, the little extended version of the broadcast of The Rise and Shine. All right, what I'm talking about is I talked to this brother some years ago. He worked for the government. And I wish I could remember his name, and I didn't tell him because I respected him. I didn't want to, it wasn't that time to fight that battle, okay? But the issue was this brother was in a position of leadership over in education, in education, working for the government, to tell the children, to teach high school students about different role models and what the role models meant to society and to use these role models as a example of what these young students could achieve. Okay? Now this is a brother. And I want you guys to put in the comments, you tell me what you think about this and what I'm saying. I really want to know. I read them. I read the comments. I want to know. So this brother, he's telling me that one of his tasks assigned to him by the government is to go to these students and show them these role models. And so he told me which role models he selected. And he selected W role models, inventors, scientists, people who had contributed to society. But they were W's. And I said, well, brother, do you have any black children in the class, people that look like me and you? He said, yeah, it's mostly black children and Mexican children. We got some white kids in there too, but they're the minority. Most of them, it's mostly black kids and Mexican kids. So I was like, well, let me just make a suggestion. The guy who invented the cell phone, he's a brother. He's still alive. You may want to consider showing them, including him in it. That's one of the most incredible inventions and contributions to society in the world. And we're going to talk about him and his situation too later. But again, you want to put that in. So this brother told me, yeah, man, but now this is him, not me. Yeah, man, no, I can't really do that, brother, because, I got white kids in there and I got to be fair to them. I can't present it in a way where it's looking like I'm trying to promote only black people, and I can't do that. I got to be fair to the people. Now, I don't know if y'all hear what this brother just said. He said it's a class full of, do you understand? He said it's a class full of black children, Mexican children, and some white children. And white children clearly are the minority. And he told me he presented all W inventors. And so when I suggested this brother, major contribution in the world, major.
Yeah.
This brother told me he can't do that. He can't put a brother in there before the people because he got to make sure it's not being racist and racial.
Yeah.
Okay? So, now, do you understand what just happened? Again, do you understand it? So to avoid being racial, he's going to be racial. He's only going to show white people to the minority of white children, W's. And I'll tell you why they're W's later. Because they're W's, future W's. He deprived the African children of knowledge and information about a scientist contributing to the world of technology for the benefit of a minority full of W children. And that is exactly, I want you to understand, that is exactly what's happening worldwide. When you have a group of people in control of your education system, and that brother, I wish I could remember his name, because brother, I would broadcast your name all over the world. That brother is the epitome of neocolonialism. Black face in front of white power. You understand? Now, let me tell you something. That wasn't the only incredible evidence of that brother's psychotic behavior. Because it went further, because I couldn't believe it. I just couldn't believe what I was hearing. So I had to ask this, but let me ask you something, man. Now, I'm trying to do this in a way, because I just really want to see just how deep the stupidity is. So I asked this brother, I said, listen, let me ask you something. If let's say we had some food, and we only had enough food to feed a certain number of children, and you had your children, black African children, and some other children who, like W children, Mexican children, Arab children, whatever. But you only had enough. So let's say you had enough to feed 50. But you had, 75. You had 100 children. And you only had enough to feed 50 children. And yo black children, you had 50 kids. You only had enough to feed 50. You got 50 of your own, and then there's the W children, and there's the other children. So this is what this brother told me. I said, who would you feed? Who would you feed? That brother told me, and some of you out there are going to agree with him. I understand that. I don't have any problem with it. No problem. That brother told me, oh man, well, we're gonna have to break that food up, man, and we're gonna have to kind of make sure everybody gets a little bit And so you're gonna have to give some to some blacks. So some of our children, they're not gonna be able to eat because we gotta give a little bit to everybody. Now I don't know about you, but what he basically told me was he gonna starve some of our children to make sure some of them other children eat. Because he got enough to feed all of our children. And those other children, you're going to have to starve. Now, this is kind of a crude example, but let me make sure you understand something. You can ask all these other people, the different groups, Asian, Arabic, Indian, W's, all of them. You can ask them all. And you know what they're going to tell you? They're going to tell you probably a good thing. They're probably going to tell you something similar to what he's saying. Publicly. Privately, they're feeding all their children, and they don't care about your children at all. These people are serious about it. They're not playing. Do you understand? They're not playing with that. But because his mind, just like the other example showing the inventors, his mind, his consciousness, his way of thinking and looking at life in the world is not his. It's one that's been created by him. And you know how I know? Because he's got a master's degree. Master's degree. Masters. So he's going to do the bidding of the master. Now, don't misunderstand. I'm not against education. Education is great. But you have to understand where the education comes from, who created the education, do they have a motive for the education, why would they give you the education, and then if they gave you the education, what is their benefit of giving you that education? And then you got to free yourself from it and put in your own African consciousness to make an analysis of that information. No, I'm feeding all my children first. The black African children, they're going to survive. Then we'll look at the others. The other people, and this is, you kind of, in the example, we didn't give him the choice of saying, okay, well, there's some other people alive and they will look out for their own children. We didn't give him that. I know that. I recognize that. But even in that, at this point in our development as a people, with all the things and the contextual information that is surrounding how we got in the circumstance we're in, no. You have to take care of yourself. It's like you flying in a plane. The air thing drops down, they tell you, no, don't try to put it on the kid first. No. It drops down, you out of oxygen, you put the oxygen mask on yourself so that you can survive, so you be in a position of what? Help the children. Anyway, I just had to pop in and tell you guys that. So, yeah, I'm out. Look, loving yourself is not hating other people. Don't let the people put propaganda in your mind. No, we are in a very, very serious situation here in the world. And as a result of that, we have to understand and recognize that we must secure ourselves. Then after doing that, after getting in a position where we have a solid, firm economic foundation and our future and our security is secure, then we can address other issues. That brother. Okay, y'all. I love you guys all. I love you all. I hope you understand. Uhuru. Uhuru. Uhuru.